Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. Alright, we'll see if we can crack in our way to any more games. One. Something like that with the talking. Evolve usually works out okay. I mean, as incredibly random as it is the kind of thing you can manipulate. If you can get in attacks with the minions first, like if you can have them survive for a turn, then do some trading where your guys just barely survive, and then evolve, you can get so much value out of that, because it's like, it's upgrading your minions, but it's also like full healing. Okay, that makes my hand less terrible. Although he doesn't work well with coin. Do I pitch this and try and get more cheap guy? He's not a bad early guy. I really should just pitch him, but I'm gonna keep him. Oh, I wish I pitched him. Could be rough. So, what's the plan? So I like coin totem. I don't see that being particularly valuable. So I play him. She's just doing dagger. Dagger go, I'm okay with that. This guy is too big to poison. So if her plan was poison dagger him, that would work on most 2-drops, but not so much on him. Okay, I don't like the value that you're getting out of that. That is kind of unpleasant, but I could have played him with the coin, but I think I'm going to hang on to that. Play him next turn. Could just play him. Slow play this guy?
Once upon a time.
That's not good. Or did she not trigger her? The opponent didn't get to draw a thing. I don't think she triggered her. Okay. If she didn't actually trigger her battle cry, then I'm fine with her. So if I play this guy, he's going to lock 2 mana. Next turn I will have 3. I would be able to still coin out this guy. So let's go ahead and do that. Or we could coin evolve and turn him into something guaranteed worse and have locked up all our mana and wasted a card. Hey! I don't know.
So many.
That's a big cat. You are going to whittle me down slowly, as I am going to hit you in the face for 7. Interesting. So this guy is pretty vulnerable to cat, but on the other hand, if that's all cat's doing, I'm hitting you for 7. That's not too bad. So I can coin him out, and then next turn I can play the fire elemental, so that works out pretty well. Keep the totem in the middle in case of betrayal. Although, if there was a betrayal, what she would do is use her 1/3 and her dagger, kill the totem, and then betrayal my guy, or something. This is not... yeah, whatever. If it happens, it happens. What is she going to do with that cat, though? So she could pretty cheaply kill my 2/6. I may or may not have battlecry stuff to work off him. You don't know. I happen to know that if you do that, killing him with the tiger, then your tiger will be at 3, and then I can fire elemental it, and I will be happy. But you don't know that. You do know that if you do that and you don't kill the 7/7, then you're taking a beating. But if you want to kill the 7/7 with what you have in play, okay, well that's a pretty big difference. But you're going to count on the tentacle to keep him from... okay. Interesting. The tentacle is going to get to kill my guy, unfortunately. Is there anything I could do that would be different and better than it? I don't think so, because like he's only going to do 2 damage. He's not going to get through the tentacle. This does 3. It's not going to get through the tentacle. Killing the cat is pretty sweet. Leave my guy alive. Well, my opponent's just going to have the choice to kill it with the tentacle or whatever, so you might as well kill the tentacle, which is sad, but at least we can blow up the cat. Stupid super backstab. Super backstab is a pretty good card. I'm sure there are a lot of times when it's annoying, but there are also a lot of times when it's the 3-mana assassinate that you don't feel bad about using that early in the game.
Behind me.
That's pretty annoying, because he's got exactly the wrong, like, size. Now, I could play this and Bloodlust, which would be very excessive, but it would allow this guy to kill the taunt, and I'd hit my opponent for 9. Is that a worthwhile endeavor? Because otherwise I'm trading him for that incredibly much worse guy. I could play this and get Beast of Choice to some degree. This guy's not going to do well, because the environment's not such to keep him alive. Do I waste the Bloodlust on that? She doesn't have enough out to kill my elemental. We might just get to keep beating her down. This is probably a stupid plan, but I'm going to do it anyway, because it's, I don't know, it's aggressive. Watch her have a Magma Elemental. Molten Giant, whatever. You know what I mean. Nobody plays that anymore. That the increased casting cost made him not as good. So he missed. That's great. He's kind of annoying. That's not great. That is a lot of crud. Oh, you should have done one image to my guy. Now he can kill that, and then I can evolve stuff. It'd be interesting. He's pretty bad, so I should maybe just play him and evolve him. On the other hand, I could play him, get a Beast of Choice, make a Totem, and evolve. Twice. I don't know which way is better. I might just get my ass kicked, because that's a lot of damage out there. But let's play him, because he's not so great. Make a totem evolve? I think I just evolved twice, pretty much. No, that's pretty good. We'll stick with that. That is such a ridiculous amount of taunt that it makes me feel like I can build up a little bit more army to evolve again. Yeah, that guy's big and annoying. That's no good. Ow. Okay. Did not work out as planned. Fair enough. Lightning Bolt, that's pretty good. We'll just rebuild. We've got more stuff. I'm going to take the Jormungandr for next turn. Blow you up. And, this idiot. Whatever. That was unfortunate, though. My army didn't hold up as well as I hoped. But I just feel like if instead of making a totem I had evolved them again, I think they would have got worse. Hogger's a lot of meat, and I had a lot to protect him, so I don't know, that was worth a try. Do this and totem, and that's pretty strong. She's not going to hold up well against, she's just going to die to him, so yeah, I'm going to do that. You are hitting me. No, I gotta just stick with this. Yeah, that's not really particularly tempting. Okay, so do I get my ass kicked? Or are you gonna fight army for army and give me a chance to evolve some stuff? You are playing a lot of late game power, and it's starting to concern me. Okay, that survives, and then reincarnate. That's kind of crazy and random. Although if you can't finish the Jormungandr, then that actually didn't cost me anything. In fact, it saved me a bunch of damage, so I'm okay with that. You're pretty good to evolve. You know what? I should just play him and her and then evolve and see what happens, pretty much.
Did you bring some fish?
I wish my guys could hit some without dying, but we're going to have to just do this. Heal Naros! And some taunts, and that's going to blow up some of my own stuff, but heal Naros. It was fun anyway. Opponent has pretty good stuff out too. I did not just run away with the game there. But yeah. It did at least cost her army to get rid of all that stuff. Tentacle. What? Okay, fine. Glad I have fatness, because we're both pretty much out of cards, and I don't have that much more life. Like, it goes away really fast. That'll be good for next turn. Alright. Your tentacle does slow me down significantly, but at least I'm out there to kill things. And I can play a taunt to protect him, which has got to be a little bit annoying. I can play a lot of taunt to protect him, which has got to be a little bit annoying. Stuff. I forgot I was going to make him bigger. That's actually kind of inconvenient, because he takes out Tazdingo, but... oh well. No, 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 no. Sap. That's not as bad as Assassinate. Our cards are really valuable right now. Like, really valuable. Alright, well, that's a pretty good trade. Oh, my mana's locked. I can't play him again. That's super annoying. Because if this guy doesn't die, I'm not going to be able to play him again. I forgot my mana was going to be locked by those stupid wolves. Those wolves actually had a lot of drawbacks. Damn you and your free cards. It could have been worse, I guess. If I can't play him next turn, I better draw something good. Every time she stabs a 1-1 at this point, that's probably helping me. Not that it's poor choice on her part, but... God damn, that is so annoying. Wait, that was something with taunt, right? Or am I an idiot? That was not something with taunt. I did not realize I was so close to having lethal damage. That I actually had lethal damage. I didn't think that was even remotely an option. I was just concerned about, like, getting him killed slowly. But, okay. Well, despite that mistake, I'm in pretty good place here. And she knows I've got a 10-10 for 10 in my hand. She doesn't know I have another Kraken. She does know that will kill her. That sucks, because now she doesn't find out there was another Kraken. I'm not missing lethal again in the same game. Although at this point, if I was an ass, it would be really tempting to do the 4 damage to her 1-1, and then next turn play the other Kraken, but no, I already missed lethal once. I am not screwing around intentionally. Okay, 4 wins. Get 1 more. Then the run still won't be over, but also I'll get my quest. So, yay. More importantly, though, I will be winning. If I can win more. I'm already not losing by having 4 wins, so that's pretty good. Break-even point on the old sick run. There's a lot of like good stuff in my deck, though, even though it's kind of uneven.
I will fight with honor.
Wow, talking about uneven, this starting hand. Terrible, terrible. Lightning Bolt we keep, because it's pretty strong. So, Pyro Lightning Bolt against Paladin could work out to be amazingly good, or it could not work out terribly well at all. Since I don't have the coin, it's a little bit worse, that's for sure. If I had the coin, this would be, like, awesome for countering Paladin-ness. So, you got a first turn play or not? I'm starting to think you have a secret you're trying to decide whether you want to play or not. I'll be perfectly happy if you don't play anything and I can just Actually, at that point, do I drop the Pyromancer? Probably not, because in the future I would be able to go Pyromancer Lightning Bolt as one move, which is much stronger play. Sweet! I'll take the totem. That is excellent. It's not like I'm going to aggressively beat down my opponent. It's not likely. So having out a 3-2 isn't putting me that far ahead. Lightning Bolt is thoroughly wasted on that. I could play this Lightning Bolt, hit that for 1, and Lightning Bolt my opponent. Just still a waste. But it would leave me with the only minion on the table. I've got, like, nothing to do for a while, though. I think I'm going to hold off. As much as it's tempting to just do all the things that you can do with your hand, like, I'm just going to hit you for 1 and let it ride for a little bit. Because that is definitely not the best thing to Lightning Bolt. If it hits me for 3, whatever. If it kills my 1-1, then I can do the same thing, actually, but have a healing totem out, which would be much better. More likely he would kill my healing totem, but then I get to still hit him for 1, and I still have the option to hit it for 1 and, like, pyro something. Neck sore. Probably because I sit at computers, like, 27 hours a day. Minus transit.
Reporting for duty.
Oh, are you killing your 1-1? That is hilarious awesome. Yes. I could play him, and that would be pretty good. Actually, those guys can't quite get through it, but no, I think... I just feel like playing this guy and lightning bolting my opponent in the face is too much fun to not do. But is that really true? Keanu Smith has a 0-5 taunt.
I wonder.
Which actually gets through those guys okay. You're probably not going to heal. No, I should do this. I should keep screwing around. As tempting as it is, again, lightning bolting my opponent is not a good use of a lightning bolt, as far as I'm concerned, not until they get low, and this is not that situation. Aww. That's kind of annoying, but... Pyro will get to kill more things, though. Since you still left my healing totem alive, which I find funny. Playing him would be nice, but no. At this point, we are definitely going to Pyro. Technically, I could make the, totem first, but it could be the 1-1 totem, in which case it would die. If it was the spell damage totem, it could have done 1 extra damage. Hey, look, it would have died. So my Pyromancer's not long for this world, but he has at least annoyed my opponent slightly. Isn't that what really matters? That's terribly bad. Because this guy doesn't actually interact all that well with him, but... what am I going to do? Play what I can play for now. Since I had my mana locked, I couldn't play the Queen of the Harpies there. I am worried about this, though. That Trollman could go totally bad for me, without my opponent having anything particularly good. If you do that, and then you bubble him somehow, that could be ugly. Speaking of ugly, Jeweled Scarab could definitely get you something in pain in the ass. Seal of the Champion? Coghammer. And that gives him a bubble, which is exactly what I didn't want. And now I don't have a Pyromancer, because of course I don't.
Reporting for duty.
That is a terribly, obnoxious and dangerous troll. Gazlowe. Of course, I spent my Lightning Bolt, so he's not as good. I could play this and Bloodlust again, but it wouldn't actually make either of my guys big enough to kill the troll, so it's kind of stupid.
What to do?
As crap as it is, I don't have that many one-cost spells. I have 2 Evolves, but do I really want to put out Gazlowe for this? So I'm going to hit him with my guy to break the bubble. I think that's actually worthwhile. Gazlowe doesn't have Battlecry, neither does she. Can't play the ones that have Battlecries. I can't play anything good and still do a totem. It's pretty rough. think we're going to play her to try and force my opponent to... She's more likely to be useful later than Gazlowe. I just don't have that many one-toss spells. I have like an Earth Shock and 2 Evolves, as far as I remember. You can't quite one-shot him with the Troll, although you're so close it doesn't really matter. You can easily wipe my forces. And I am still 1 mana shy of being able to just explode the Troll, so I'm going to take a lot of damage from it next turn. And if you find a way to bubble it, I will be really annoyed.
Truth is my shield.
Do I just waste the Bloodlust on this guy just to get rid of that? Because that Troll is going to hurt me a lot. I don't think so. I'm going to hold on. I can take the damage because I can blow him up cheaply with this. Putting out another 1/1 for him to feed on is not great, although it's probably just going to get maced. This is a terrible position, though. This is not looking like a win.
Reporting for duty.
Now, that's pretty incredibly bad because I don't have the 1 mana to Earth Shock in addition to doing this. And I really need too much of that stuff to die. Like, it's just too late now. The forces are going to grow because of him, but I'm going to take like 9 damage just from that guy, so I have to get rid of him.
I wonder.
Like, I could Earthshock Mukla, play this guy in Bloodlust. That's just so much, like, stuff and not helping that much. But I am going to get my ass killed, that's for sure. Okay, I still have the Earthshock. I could Earthshock to shrink her back down to a 4-5, because she's going to be bigger by the time she attacks, and get rid of her taunt. But I'm going to be so screwed at this point, even with, like, double Krakens going on. If my opponent did nothing, I would maybe be okay, but obviously 9 mana and, I don't know, 6-7 cards. My opponent's going to do something. Hey, that's pretty bad. You're going to buff your guy up so much he kills my Kraken? Awesome! Kills my Kraken and doesn't die.
Reporting for duty.
And more taunt. That's pretty terrible. I don't know. There we go. So I've had 2 losses against just like superior ass opponents. 1 loss in one of the other videos from having a mind-bogglingly terrible evolve. Where I clearly had the game won. Not like lethal one, but like it was very unlikely my opponent would have come back if my evolve had not been incredibly suicidal. Oh well, 4 wins is still pretty good though. And I was pretty sick for those first videos. Where's the day? And we still don't have a Tavern Brawl. Oh, let's play a constructed game. I've been playing a lot of my Shaman lately, so let's go with my Priest. My stuff is not that exciting. What is in this deck? I'll tell you what, I'll play a ranked game with this deck. I don't even know what's in it. It's probably bad. It's called Piracy, so I'm guessing pirates are in it, but it's probably bad, so let's see what happens. Mostly I lose a star. But again, you guys have seen a lot of my Shaman. My Shaman is very similar to the Shaman that I played in the Heroic Brawl 1,000 gold piece entry tournaments. Price is not as generous as anticipated. Everything in my deck costs 3 apparently. How can I throw out one of these guys in a starting hand? But like everything costing 3 is bad. But then again, I could be coining out. I'm gonna pitch one of these guys. Try and get more variety. Alright. That's castable. I have a feeling this deck is going to be yo-ho-ho and a bottle of dumb, but we'll see what's going on. Next turn I could be coining him out, which would be amazing, right? But also next turn I could like dagger, like play him, coin dagger, and have the 2-attack dagger to use right away. If I play him this turn, this guy might eat an attack or something. He also can take out a... Let's do that. Preserve the option. Next turn I could coin, play him, and dagger something. Might be worth it for killing him. Or I could be coining this guy out. Having out a 3/3 is probably better.
This guy's tough.
He is. Although he's already got his card. But he was probably hoping to get a little bit of value out of his, like, existence. Super backstab. Might have to super backstab him. All players get +1/+1. This is not the time for that. This is probably a waste of a super backstab, though. What I should do is play him and eviscerate.
Feed the fish, landlubber.
Hey, lights out.
We don't want him out there killing all my 1/1s. So, do you hellfire this board? Are these pirates that dangerous? If you wait and let me play my other guy, and then hellfire him, that would be terrible. Ah, Mortal Coil! That's one of the reasons I didn't play him first turn. Well, you actually created it later. Squiddy! He's pretty awesome, but I kind of want to kill that thing. Now this is working out to be less convenient. He's not a pirate, obviously. He's an SI7 agent. My opponent's going to get too much value if I just let that guy be alive. I could trade my 3/2. I've got no 2s to play. I've got nothing to play that costs 2. That's terrible. Alright. That's a waste.
Hey, lights out.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a dagger out for him. Councilman, not great. Oh, that's not great for him. But yeah, if I put out the pirate captain, they're not pirates, but pirate captain, this guy can kill a thing.
Trust the pirate's code.
Yeah, get out an army of dudes.
Yeah, beat it.
This guy's so fragile, I think he's best off actually just suiciding against that, which is generally a terrible move. Just like doing damage and not finishing something, usually not great, but that Darkshire guy is going to be able to get away with murder if I don't. Whereas now, he should die pretty easily to stuff. For example, if my opponent hellfired now, he wouldn't get to hit me for 4 with like Darkshire guy, and me have no army. Now he would also have no army except for a crappy 1/1 demon. Which isn't even a demon. The thing that comes out of this guy's like a shadow beast. Is not a demon. Which was like, why would you make it not even be a demon? Would it be that overpowered if he just gave you a goddamn demon? Like, seriously? That was an expensive way to murder that guy. It looks like you've got a lot of the discard tech in there. Probably have this so far, but I'm going to get to kill your guy pretty cheap anyway. So far, it just seemed expensive as hell. Was he able to get down to no cards in hand before playing her? I don't think so. Alright, well. Card. Maybe I've done that first. But, no, I think what I want to do is take that guy out, play him, and make a dagger. I'm not going to attack with the dagger right now because it's not doing much, and I would like to have get 2 uses from it when SpongeBob here dies.
Buying or selling. My shield for Argus.
Ah, that sucks. But I do get super dagger. Unfortunately, it means my guy's not around for this. Interesting. I'm gonna have this guy dead either, though. This is pretty poor. Let's see what I draw. Loot Hoarder. That's not great. This would give me a random card, but it's probably not going to be a card I can cast for one.
Here we go.
Mind if I roll me?
Guess we're doing that. Not totally exciting. We're about even on health, and about even on cards. My point being a Warlock is going to get more cards, but I just got one there. Fan of Knives could be useful. That's more cards. I currently have spell damage out, which made it last.
Get it out! Get it out!
I currently have spell damage out. Excellent. I think it's worth going to a bunch of effort to kill this, to get rid of him. Is it? My opponent would have nothing on the board if I kill this, kill that, and then Fan of Knives. Is that remotely worth it, though? I don't know. Let's see what I get out of this guy first before I make a bunch of weird choices. At this stage of the game, his drawback isn't as bad, even though it's kind of like silliness. I'm going to be killing this guy anyway.
Here we go.
So do I kill the 1/1 or do 4 damage before? I think I'm going to kill the 1/1, honestly. Draw. Backstab. Feel excessive. Attack this turn, so that's pretty good. I got stuff my opponent doesn't. That makes me feel good. You are a Warlock, so you get more cards, but then every time you get another card, that's doing 2 damage to you, which does make a difference. Yeah, you got none of the secret tech at the right times, which also makes a difference. I want a Shadow Pan, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I want to backstab that 3/3. This resolves itself.
Here we go.
We are the sword in the shadows. I will enjoy watching you die.
Cost me a permanent mana crystal for like 2 turns.
You win this time.
Yay! Random piracy worked, even though it didn't really do anything very impressive. I was on a win streak. And I got my quest. Gold complete. 2 games complete. And at least that was something different than my usual ranked play. Hopefully next time, it'll be a tavern brawl. Next time. If you enjoyed this, please click the like button. Or, on your touchscreen, please lick the like button. Warning, licking the touchscreen is not recommended. And check out our dorky, argumentative anime reviews on Anime Indecision.